brings joy, fame, and respect. It is the teacher of all teachers. A very pleasant morning to everyone, respected dignitaries, keynote speakers, session chair, faculty members, delegates, and dear participants. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the International Conference on Computational Intelligence and Autonomous System ICIAS 2025, organized by the Faculty of Computing and Informatics, Sir Kadambat Singhania University, Udaipur. Today, we gather here to celebrate innovation, intelligence, and indomitable human spirit of discovery. Under the radiant vision of SPSU, an institution that continues to redefine excellence in education and research. Let us begin this occasion by recalling the legacy of our proud institution, Sir Kadambat Singhania University, founded by the J.K. Cement Group, one of India's most respected industrial houses. Established with a vision to create leaders for tomorrow, SPSU stands tall as a center of academic excellence, nestled in the scenic around the hills of Udaipur. The university got established in year 2007 by Sir Yadupati Singhania ji, whose ideals of nation building through education continue to guide us. With a commitment to academic integrity, research innovation, and global engagement, SPSU has evolved into a multidisciplinary institute that nurtures future-ready graduates. The university's ethos rests on the values of knowledge, creativity, and social responsibility, making it not just a place to learn, but a place to grow and lead. The Faculty of Computing and Informatics at CII is a proud organizer of cloud computing and software engineering. Currently, the faculty and experienced faculty members, along with the 7 distinguished guest faculty from reputed national and international institutions. The teaching learning process at FCI emphasizes on the experiential learning, project-based pedagogy, and the strong immensely to the academic excellence and practical exposure of our students and faculty members. Proudly acknowledges the valuable support of their sponsors and collaborators like LNDSF, CRC Press, Taylor and Francis Group, J.K. Cement, whose association continues to strengthen our commitment to academic innovation and global research impact. The ICIAS 2025 is a prestigious event that brings together distinguished academicians, researchers, and industry experts from India and abroad. The year's theme is Intelligence Beyond Automation, emphasizes the coverage of AI, machine learning, data analytics, autonomous technologies in reshaping our world. Over the next 2 days, we will witness the keynote sessions, paper presentations, discussions, and explore how computational intelligence can empower humanity to solve real-world challenges.
ये हमारा डीन एफसीआई
सर
Welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now next we have SLSR Shekhar sir. He is a healthcare leader with over 40 years of impact in healthcare industry. Can we please give a round of applause for Shekhar sir? SPSU leadership. We welcome you, sir. Please give a round of applause. Now, to formally welcome the gathering, it is my honor to invite Professor Dr. Prithvi Yadav, Honorable Vice Chancellor and President of Sir Padampat Academic Leader, dedicated researcher and a passionate educator, whose efforts have elevated SPSU's academic and IIM Indore, and Director at NIMS Hyderabad and Cheguria Institute of Management. Recipients of several national and international awards, Professor Yadav's visionary leadership continues to inspire innovation and international collaborations that shape the
Welcome on this very prestigious conference SPSU is organizing on this particular day. Let me welcome formally Faculty Madam, the LNP head EduTech, on this very occasion as a chief guest. You know, we have long association with LNP EduTech in all our BTech courses, redesign courses, and also some of the management courses. And we are the first university in Rajasthan which has got into the academic affiliation with LFT 2 years before. So, thank you, madam, for being here today as a chief guest. On this occasion, we have Sri Shekhar ji as guest of honor. The personality, Shekhar ji, you are all witnessing him. That is not his personality. His personality is having the experience of as first CFO and CEO of Apollo Hospitals long back when the Apollo Hospitals was being set up. And from that day, today, any hospital chain in Hyderabad or southern part or even some of the northern part also, you would not find it was not mentored by people. So welcome Shekhar ji here on this occasion and sharing your experience with all the participants. Welcome to you, sir, here at our sir, participants are joining at our the online Zoom meeting. And on this occasion, we have Dr. Ram Bunj, who has been the former expert on environment and sustainability at UNESCO and UNEP, and he has been the advisor of Modus Foundation, which was supported by the double group. And Dr. Ramwood has been mentoring us towards the sustainability path. And on this occasion, let me proudly announce to all of you, and particularly the student community in the campus, that SPSU is moving towards a sustainable university path. This bold step we have taken, and we are moving forward. The first activity we have taken towards this path is offering the UG program and also offering the PG program. So we have started from this academic year the MBA in Sustainability Management, which is a innovation and the first time in Rajasthan any university offering this kind of the innovative program and making it available to the students and the working professionals. At the same time, the campus, since we are primarily the residential campus, is struggling in the kitchen, struggling with the kitchen waste, and also struggling with the mess for your food waste. And we have started our effort towards minimization of these two wastages. For kitchen waste and the food waste, you might have all witnessed we have the biogas plant in the campus. And through the biogas plant, the morning tea which you are taking from the mess, that is being prepared from that biogas. And we are saving sufficient amount on land. The solar plant we have already installed in the campus with its fullest capacity, which is applicable to us. And we have been saving around 50 to 70 lakhs rupees per year, and that we are doing since last 5-6 years. The rainwater harvesting, we did it this year in the month of February, and Dr. Ramwood was witness in his presence that center was inaugurated, and you have also seen the Waterman of India, Dr. Rajan Singh was also there to inaugurate that rainwater harvesting system. Plus, a lot of other measures we are taking in the campus, making this university as a sustainable campus. The latest which you will be seeing in next 5-6 months, that is the setting up the herbal garden in our campus. And that herbal garden would provide you the opportunity to have the herbal teas coming out from this herbal garden. Also, some of the medicinal plants you would have it in that herbal garden, which you would take for your health purpose in days to come. So these are the immediate steps we are taking up, making this campus as the sustainable campus. And this is the occasion I wanted to make it the commitment, and I wanted to take you all along with us, your dedication, your effort to make us more sustainable, to make your lives more sustainable while you be in the campus. So thanks, Dr. Ramwood, for helping us and guiding us towards this path. We have here the three keynote speakers which would be done after this inaugural session. Professor Raghavan we have from IIT Gandhinagar, we have Professor Manish from MNIT Jaipur, and we have Professor Govind from IIT. So thanks all of you for laying out 12,000 professionals. At the same time, they have also started hiring 50,000 professionals. The kind of the waves, the kind of the environment, and the kind of the message being conveyed to the entire students group, professionals group, that this is the time you have to move on. You have to have the new skills. You have to update your skills, and you have to be relevant to the current requirement, current situation in the corporate world. So this thing which provides the integration of AI/ML, data analytics, and autonomous technologies, to me as a management expert, considering that data analytics provides the fuel, while AI/ML is the engine, and autonomous technologies provide the intelligent product. So combining all the three makes you the true professional in today's context. And that's the message I want to convey to all of you, that be relevant, be updated, and be curious to acquire the new skills, update your skills, and move on. So with
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words and for sharing your vision that continues to guide the academic and research pursuits of Sir Kadambar Singhania University. Your address truly has set the perfect tone for rest of the session. Now, it's time to hear from the stalwart academician and an inspiring leader, Professor Dr. Prasoon Chakrabarty, and the Pro-President, Academic and Research, SPSU. Sir has made a remarkable contribution to the field of advanced computing, machine learning, and higher education leadership. Recognized among the top 5% scientists as per AP Scientific Index 2025, he has over 327 research publications, 150 international patents, and has supervised 20 PhD scholars. A fellow of several prestigious international societies, he has held visiting positions at leading universities across Japan, Singapore, UK, Taiwan, Thailand, and Russia. With 7 citations and an H index of 52 and ICANN index of 124, Dr. Chakrabarty is renowned for his outstanding contribution.
Very good morning. Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, my faculty colleagues, my students. Computational intelligence. It is basically true, and it can be applied in any field of your engineering and science. And that's why I always used to tell my students and young researchers that nowadays research is not being confined within a particular domain. So it is of interdisciplinary nature. While looking at the publications, especially the papers, I am really happy to note that out of 313 papers, ultimately 112 papers have been selected for proceedings, by Taylor and Francis CRC Press. And I am very happy to note that some of the papers are standard is so high that Amitji, after this conference, will actually further review and let's see if the extended versions we can get it published in top ACA journals. That help I do. Another thing is that in every conference from the research cell, as I always used to give you some gift, and normally I kept that. This time also I am telling. In the presentation, the best category awards, all the students, those who will actually get the best prize in your paper presentation and even booster, I will arrange this internship, research internship in institutes abroad and also in India in IIT and IITs. That is my promise. And my final take is that if you attend the keynote speech, you can understand that the speakers, their research interest, that is of interdisciplinary nature. So be in touch with them. The students, every time I used to tell that just attending a conference, that is fine. But more important is that in what way, what takeout you have actually taken care, and after all, after the end of the conference, whether you are in contact with the researchers whose actually research interest aligned with that of yours. So with this, I conclude, but at the end, I am really proud of Professor Amit Goel being here and his entire team. It is their credit, it is not my credit. So I just acted as a positive catalyst, but ultimately it's their effort. Excellent, because getting 313 papers and that too many foreign authors papers, out of which most important that 43 students of SPSU they have contributed. That is a very significant thing. So students, please keep it up, and once again, thank you so much.
Forward to give us the overview of this international conference, subjective collaboration and the focus areas. I invite Professor Dr. Amit Kumar Goel, Dean, Faculty of Computing and Informatics, the driving force behind ICIS 2020.
Good morning, everyone. It is my proud privilege on behalf of Faculty of Computing and Informatics, Sir Padampa Singhania University, to welcome you all to the International Conference of Computational Intelligence and Autonomous Systems, ICIAS 2025. This two-day conference being held on 9th and 10th October brings together a vibrant community of researchers, academicians, industry professionals, and students from across India and abroad. It is truly inspiring to see such an energetic gathering of minds committed to exploring the future of intelligent and autonomous systems. This year, we have received more than 350 research papers from India and overseas. After a rigorous review process, first we have checked the similarity, that is AI similarity, AI plagiarism, checked the expert evaluation, means we have taken the peer review of 50 members, and then we have selected around 110 quality research papers, and we have submitted it for CRC Press for the publication. So these 110 quality research papers has done all these parameters which are important to publish a paper in conference. And besides this, our student has contributed, basically final year student has published around 110 research papers, so that has been presented in this conference as a poster presentation, and the book of that papers is also released. We are proud to have participation from over 70 reputed national institutions, inclusive of Central University Haryana, IIT Delhi, NIT Warangal, and many more, and 15 international universities from where we have received the paper, including of University of Technology, Mauritius, DIT Ireland, University of South Florida, USA, researchers from Ireland, USA, Malaysia, Singapore, Ghana, Taiwan, UAE, Ukraine, and Mauritius are joining us. So they have given their papers and their papers have been selected. Making ICIAS 2025 is a truly global event. We are deeply honored to host an outstanding panel of keynote speakers from around the world. These are Professor Raghavan K. from IIT Gandhinagar, Professor Dr. Manish Vasista from MNIT Jaipur, Dr. Govind Kumar from IIM Jaipur, and the others will join Dr. Abhishek Kaushik from Ireland, Professor Noor Jaman from Malaysia, Dr. Siani Sarkar from USA, Dr. Srinivas from USA, Professor Vaneet Unankar from USA, Dr. Shivanivasan Balakrishnan from Singapore Institute of Technology. So these are all our keynote speakers. Some will come here offline and others are to the hybrid mode or the online. The conference will highlight cutting-edge themes such as artificial intelligence and machine learning. We have received the paper on these topics basically for healthcare, education and smart city, IoT application in industrial and urban ecosystem, cyber security, cryptography, blockchain, deep learning, and basically agriculture and environment system. So that was the basic theme in which we have received good number of papers. Autonomous vehicle, smart infrastructure and sustainable technology. So in this conference, I have seen that sustainable technology, we have received a good number of papers. Around 50 papers we have received from sustainable technology, out of which 10 papers have been selected. So this is the from past 5-6 years I have seen that the sustainability, the interest of the researchers has increased a lot. ICIAS 2025 is not just a conference, it is a collaborative platform that connects young researchers, seasoned experts, encourages interdisciplinary dialogue, and showcases how computational intelligence can transform industries and society at large. I extend my sincere thanks to all authors, reviewers, keynote speakers, session chairs, track coordinators, and the organizing committee for their tireless efforts in making the event a reality. Before I conclude, it is my honor to extend heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Ms. Fabin M.F. Head L&T EduTech, for gracing this occasion with her presence. Thank you, ma'am. I also warmly welcome and thank our guest of honor, Shri S.N.S. Sekhar and Dr. Rambul for joining us today and for their constant encouragement towards research, innovation and sustainability. A special words of thanks to L&T EduTech for sponsoring and supporting this conference. L&T EduTech, we are very thankful to L&T EduTech that they have sponsored us for this conference. So this conference has been some meaning. Their collaboration has been instrumental in promoting such academic and research-oriented initiatives that bridge industry and academia. We have found that from past many years, L&T EduTech is working in this particular sector and they have run up with good courses and they are providing very good faculty members and support. Let us use these 2 days to share ideas, build collaborations and inspire one another as we move towards a smarter, safer and more sustainable future. Thank you very much and I wish ICIAS 2025 will be a great success.
We move to the proud moment, the release of the conference book, a collection of sparkly contributions from researchers across the world. I request all the dignitaries on the dais to please come forward and release the conference book of ICIAS 2025. Great round of applause for this proud moment, guys. Beautiful moment. is being captured now, and this is all the hard work of the scholars. Starting at L&T's first PGET in 1994, a 30 years career spans designing patented the structures leading defense projects, standardization efforts, and earning awards like Women Engineer 2008. A diversity advocate, she mentors, trainers, and serves on academic boards, bridging education and industry. Ms. Fevan is a visionary leader known for her pioneering work in technology-enabled learning. With her expertise in bridging academy and industry, she has played a vital role in reshaping the digital education across India through L&T EdTech initiatives.
Thank you, Chandni ma'am, and respected Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, guests, scholars, faculty members, everyone who is present here. It's an honor for me to be here because, as you know, everyone has spoken about the partnership that we have with SPSU. And it was when I came in here last year, it was like, start of something better, in the sense that we did talk earlier as well. But then every time I come here, it's like, it feels really nice to be here. So I should thank my team first, Apurva, who just walked out, Arun and Lokesh, who have invested a lot of their time and efforts here, because this is a university which has a lot of vision. They welcome the industry people. I do not know whether we have done it so much, but still the way we have made to feel, I really, that is another way of positive, if I may call aggression, then you can go back and say, I need to do more for SBS, right? So that is where it happens, and I think that's a good way to do that, and then positivity is there to do better. I think that's how human beings are. I'm really not used to reading out from a thing, though my team gave me a nice, speech, etc., but very bad at that. I like what Sir said about the multidisciplinary, which I also keep on saying, right? So this is a conference on computational intelligence. So what do you all think? I mean, this is a conference for computer science engineers. Yeah? Everyone. Yes, no. And I was going through the research papers and the type of universities and the topics, and it always takes us back to college, right, when we also used to do such things. I just wanted to, just curious to know whether anybody apart from computer science students, like other engineering stream students, students of faculty have done this. Because it also takes me back 30, 40 years back when in college. So, ma'am introduced me, right? I'm a civil engineer. You must be wondering what am I going to talk about computational intelligence. Just to clear my credentials, when I was in BTech, I did a project on expert systems at that, and it won the state award at that point of time. Because we don't have computers, we don't have such what we are talking. We just press a button and get a lot of things. Nothing was there. We had this logging behind a big box, writing our own logic, no email. And in MCO, I could do artificial neural networks and fuzzy networks and logic, etc. At that point of time, we didn't know what it was. It's only thanks to my professor. I always talk about him everywhere I go. These are teachers who make us. So the visionary, even today he's 80 plus, and he still lets me some data. He still works on it, and he does it. So I think that is what matters. So what did I do as a civil engineer in artificial neural network? At that point, we did a machine learning algorithm for the computer to design trusses. I don't know how many of you know trusses. All of your computer science engineers, you must be thinking, what is she coming and talking about trusses? Huh? So, you all heard of trusses? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. So that actually was, you just input the span and the region. I mean, we already did the machine learning on the big loads and everything. Okay, so computation and intelligence is for everybody. I'm just talking about this because of that. And the expert system that I said, we fed in Vastu. Right? All of this, when we construct a house, we look at Vastu and where the bedroom should be, I don't know how much we know, northeast corner, southwest corner, all that is there. Because it's nothing, it's not like anything spiritual or this thing, but actually it is based on geography, it is based on how the base comes, it's based on the sun, right? It's based on a lot of things. But only when you put it in that way, people will fall. I think that's why they say they build temples around trees so that they can save the tree, right? It is like that. So we fed that, right? If I give a plot size and say this facing this direction, the road is this direction, it immediately give you a plan for its kitchen and this thing. So this was done in 1892. Okay. So why I'm talking about this is, I think we've come a long way. Artificial intelligence is a buzzword today, but it's not new. I mean, it is something that was there all the time. Great minds, they put a lot of things together, and then how can you make your life easier? I think that's all it is. You are using human intelligence to actually take it into a machine, and then you get excited when it does something, and at the same time, is it doing the right thing? I think that is another part that all of us have to be careful. At LNT, if you see how many of you are reading or knowing about what we do, not here to advocate LNT, but always a proud LNT, right? So I need to say this. We always, what do you do in construction? We do all this. I can today say how many machines are idle across the site. How do we do that? So that's another thing. And earlier, we had 10 volumes of contract documents. If any of you have seen tender documents and bids, okay, we have to sit and slog overnight. We have to go through and see any risk for the company. What are the things that I have to put? What is the pricing strategy, etc. And it's an exciting thing, but it takes your time. But today, we have algorithms where we just feed the entire contract document. We have something called risk review with our chairman and the leadership, right? We say, should we take this job? So you see us taking 30,000 crore jobs and all those things, right? It's not easy. Because LNT brand value, any company for that matter, the brand is important. So today we have algorithms where you fill in this entire document, it comes out with important contract clauses. It also says, hey, this is what you should take care. The project timeline may be like this. These are the risks. It's a lot of documents fed out. Review, updates are given into this and here. I'm just giving you 2-3 small examples, right? And if you all know, of course you must be knowing the Kumbh Mela that happens every year, and crores and crores of pilgrims go there. I don't know how many of you know that LNT is involved there. Right? Our smart world business, face recognition. We are assisting the police to see if any issue happens in terms of, entering and so on. So all this is what we want to, at LNT, bring back to universities. And if you ask me in a very simple term, to excite current engineers, right? I feel that you need a lot of motivation and nudge to study, right? Not like us. I mean, when I opened this souvenir papers, whatever we release now, so nice to see a lot of things, right? Immediately you feel like going and reading it, but only things today we all don't have that patience and time. But I know someone has put a lot of effort into each of the papers. My only, I think Sir touched upon it, and Sir also said, that I think it should not stop with this. I mean, it's a conference, yes, it is required, yes, research is the backbone of even to feed industries, but can some of these get into a real implementable solutions for the country or the industry? I think that is how we need to do it. And I want to say, I think one of our SMEs also, I was surprised to see that he's also written along with the faculty paper and thanks to you sir for that. Let me just look at this. So, because Apurva and my teammate Krishna put up something very nice. You should read this, it's very good, but the thing is that I thought I missed my thread if I gave. So, this conference I've seen that you also brought in a lot of international universities, very advanced topics, very complex topics, which some of you only can understand. So, I think that will pave the way for taking it back to the industry as well as for the students. At SPSU, LMP Edutech actually, we plan to deepen this association while we participate in such conferences, etc. I think we are more keen to actually touch the lives of all the students that we are, who have put their trust in us, the management that has put their trust in us, and that is what we really want to do. And I'm sure some of these research papers will be helpful, and I also like to actually look at some of it and see how we can, because at LND also if you see all my management leaders come and say, you know what, can you give me some students to work on some of the projects. Like today with AI coming in so much, and chip manufacturing, chip design, the NVIDIA type of industry coming in. I mean, I think everywhere AI is going to be, and I'm talking to our LJ Mindtree AI head who is based in the US. And it's like everyday work, what can we do? So that's where we are moving. Like, can we make, if you open our email, you'll see a co-pilot there. So that's a very simple thing, but still, starting from there, every day it is going to be like, you know, what can you do with AI? So just to simplify. But I also feel that there should be a lot of caution and what's the trustworthiness of what is being done. I think that is very, very important, because it should not be just machine gives something and we just blindly go. I think that is where we all come in, the human being, the human intelligence come in, and that is something that we have to do. The only request to all the universities or the academic world would be that while we move into AI and all this, lot of things that excitement and all that, there's something for the basic ethics that is required, because tomorrow when you go out into the world, I think we need that as a strong base for us to be human and for us to go forward. But I think that can be done in classrooms only, because starting from school, I would say, because today we see a world where everyone is eating each other, right? I mean, what I mean, it's always competition, it's always can I go to it. But can there be some kind of ethical and many things that civic senses that also we can do, because then the mind can think on a lot of problems and solutions for the world to become better. Right? So that is where I think the AI will be helpful. But sir was giving a very good statistic. So first when he said ATCS, I am sending out people, and I was like, okay, then I mean, all of us know it, but when you hear it and they say they also take, it's true everywhere. If we are not up to it, even at our company, we are not rising up to the latest, we become obsolete. We are not required anymore. So, which means that all of us should get into this practice of learning. And I think these such conferences are a platform for everybody in the ecosystem to actually put some time. It's an excuse for us to actually take some time out and see really what's happening on these. And when academicians come together along with the industry, there's a lot of useful things that we can see. So once again, thanks to everyone here. And also
Shri S.N.S. Shekhar sir, a distinguished healthcare expert and a respected professional with decades of experience in healthcare system innovation. He is born in 1956 in Kakinada. Mr. S.N.S.R. Shekhar excelled academically with a first-class BCom from Royal College, Chennai, and topped all India ranks in CA ICWA, ACS, FCA, FCWA, FCS, with 40 years of career spans in healthcare as the first CFO and later CEO of Apollo Hospitals, Group CFO of Global Hospitals, Executive Director at Tanvi Group UAE, Group CEO of Qatari Medical College. He also served as a VP CFO at VST Industries, and now he is a hospital consultancy focusing on the project management, turnarounds, SOPs and funding. He is a devotee follower of Sanatan Dharma, as we can see from the attire also service provided. He donated land for an old age home in Lungital, his Tirupati house, for a Shastri Pathshala, sponsored temples, provided Amundal for 20,000 annually for 15 years. He adopted two schools, Kampala Foundation, and funded education for 25 underprivileged students. He is building a Veda Pathshala on his Vrindavan farm in Bermondsey. Sorry if I pronounce it. It's an introvert, so coming to speak. He authored his book 7B, promotes family ethics and Hindu values, with translations into Telugu and Tamil underways. Upcoming works include The Legacy, Suitcase, and The Rivers, all reinforcing the cultural heritage. Sir, we request you kindly, it was the gathering and we all are waiting for this to be
Professor Yadav, dignitaries on the stage and off the stage, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. Looks like I'm the odd man out here in terms of dress code as well as basic qualification of engineering. At least the chief guest is an engineer civil. I am not an engineer at all. I am a chartered accountant. And standing before all of you to talk about AI and the technology subject. Fortunately, my dress code camouflages the shaking of my legs due to fear and the sort of insecurity before all of you to speak on such a subject. Anyway, when Dr. Chandrasekhar called me and said I should be a speaker here, I actually planned for a 40 to 45 minute speech with some presentation material. Of course, I never made use of ChatGPT at all. Let me tell you, I never opened my computer. I spoke to a few of my assistants who are now CEOs of various hospitals. They have been working with me earlier. So I interviewed them and I got a lot of data from them as to what exactly is happening today, besides whatever I know about AI in healthcare. So I did some presentation, but then once I came to next 10 minutes, so I thought, okay, let me speak out for whatever I remember and whatever I have prepared. So let me try my luck in condensing the huge subject to 40 minutes and 40 minutes to 10 minutes. Okay. I come from a background with zero AI in 1983. Zero. As Madam was saying, she's talking about 92 or 93, I'm talking about 83. When we started Apollo, our primary aim was to make a bill on time. Basically, that was when a patient gets discharged, how do you make a bill on time? And there's so many departments, you must get to know what is the billing for each of the patients, about 150 patients at the time. Let's say 150 bed hospital, 70% occupancy. So we used to have a runner boy who used to go around the entire hospital 20 times, 30 times a day, collect the slips from the lab, from the radiology, from the ultrasound, from various departments, EEG and so on. Collect these small slips of each patient, and then we have a billing department for each patient, one sheet where we used to write manually and then prepare it. From this we slowly matured. We got into, at that time there were no computers. There were no computers at all. And of course, we had the privilege of getting a computer finally, and Lotus 1, 2, 3 and WordStar were the things that were happening at the time. So we used to maintain some data on the computer, no programs, no software, forget it, just make a bill for each patient separately. From there, we started moving. Actually, where are we? I have gone through all these phases. I'm not a technical man, as I said earlier. The IT was reporting to me also, and I was dealing with the top-notch IT professionals because I know the business. As a CEO, I know everything about the hospital, including the medical and non-medical. So I was able to guide the software guys in preparing their software programs. So we matured to that level. Like today, you get a bill online with a real-time billing, okay, and you don't do an investigation without putting it on the computer first. Earlier, the test is done first, and then the bill comes. Now today, the test is not done, the ultrasound is not done, the MRI is not done, the CT scan is not done, unless first it is billed. I mean, we have matured to that level in the hospital industry, in the healthcare industry. So, where is the question of intelligence here? There is a question of intelligence here. Now, AI has come to such an extent today that hospitals, when you want to have an appointment with a doctor, when you want to fix up an appointment, when you want to know who is the best neurologist, the best cardiologist, you can approach the UI and then the AI, it can let you know who is the best one. You can fix up the appointment. Each hospital has got its own software and that will answer for itself. The manpower in the front office, the manpower in the reception is no longer required. So today we are getting into a situation where AI is replacing the entire front office. Okay. Let's not get worried. Okay. Like there was a time when we thought when computers come, people will lose jobs. But today, where is Gurgaon? Where is Bangalore? Where is Hyderabad? This sort of manpower that is involved in software is much more than one can imagine. Okay. So, no need to get scared. Like people were scared once upon a time when computer comes, people will lose jobs. No, jobs have increased because of the computers. Maybe the front office is gone today, may go away, but then it will emerge into some other field, and there is no problem for the manpower. But as far as the hospital is concerned, let me tell you, as a finance man, in a hospital, the material cost is fixed. You cannot reduce the material cost unless you want to reduce one, you must compromise on the quality of the material. Doctor cost you can't reduce because doctors are becoming expensive day by day. And so, where is it you can really reduce the cost? It's the manpower, HR. And that is where AI is helping the hospitals in reducing the manpower and also the marketing. It really guides which are the areas, like for example, Udaipur is there. Now, what are the diseases prevalent in Udaipur? Is it a kidney stone? Is it a gallbladder stone? Is it a lung problem? Is it a pulmonary problem? So the AI, as you know, you are all experts in that, it can study the patterns in each of the cities and geographically and demographically, and will let us know where the hospitals should focus. There's no point in coming to Udaipur and talking about cardiology when there's a pulmonary problem. So you focus on pulmonology and not on cardiology in this place. I'm just giving an example. I really don't know what Udaipur is. I know Udaipur stands for lakes, but I don't know what pulmonology and cardiology here. But just giving an example, it can really guide us. The AI can guide us. Now, but the question here is, to what extent the individual is benefited by AI? The hospital, yes, it gets benefited in terms of manpower reduction, in terms of viability studies. It can really help in viability part of it. But the individual does it really help? Yes, in a way, I can find out who's the best doctor, whom I should approach. Once again here, the AI goes by the data that is there on the net. It is intelligent, absolutely intelligent, with no wisdom. It lacks wisdom. It cannot go beyond whatever the data that is. And that's what I feel like. Correct me if I'm wrong, you are all experts in that. So it can only my tongue is getting tight looking at you. So it doesn't have the sort of wisdom that is required. Now, let me just, the time is running out, 3 examples before I close. 2023, June month, my Sadhguru Deva, and I belong to Ganapati Satyanarayana Swamiji of Mysore, is my Sadhguru. He suddenly, his plans are already made, generally made for 1 year ahead, whether it goes to within the country and outside the country, he keeps on traveling. Suddenly, in the month of June, he says, in the month of May, he says, I'm coming to Hyderabad in June to perform a yajna and what homo. So he comes and performs a homo suddenly and makes me sit at the homo and makes me do it, which I was surprised. I really didn't know why he was making me do it. But I'm saying one of the devotees, but close to him. But not to the extent of sitting in the havan and then doing the homo. I was wondering why. He did tell the reason, not today asked. Month of July, exactly a month later, I suffered horrible heart attack. Okay, and it was first we thought gastric problem. Generally, just for your information, in the movie story they show the hero touching the chest when there's a heart attack. In a heart attack, the pain is not in the heart; it's always at the abdomen. Please remember that. We mistake it for gastric problem. Even with this knowledge, I was thinking it was gastric problem. So we always feel I am good, others are sick. We don't believe that we are sick. So despite all this knowledge and 40 years of hospital experience, I was fooling myself that my pain in the abdomen was gastric. So there's a little doubt. I didn't want my children to be scared. Anyway, it was a major heart attack, and they did the basic test, and they found ECG. The AI gave reports. ECG was normal. The the echocardiogram was normal, and the cardiologist told me you can go home. And I was suffering with major heart attack. So this report, we sent it to a nephew of mine, who is the chief of cardiology in Nellore, Narayana College Chief. He saw that on the net. We sent him to WhatsApp. He said immediately admit uncle in a cardiac hospital, and the angio should be done within minutes. That's the advice he gave. Now, the cardiologist here, the report from the ECG, everything said I'm normal, I can go home. Here is somebody 600 kilometers away, sees it on ECG on the phone and says admitted. I got admitted, and it turned out to be a major heart attack, and I had an angio and then a stent. Now, why I give this example is, how would that person who saw it in the WhatsApp advise that I should get admitted from? How come the ECG report, the various reports that came up, they said I'm perfectly all right, I can go home. Had I gone home, I would be standing there. Now, where is AI? I mean, the experience of a person, especially in the medical field, the experience, the instinct. There is one doctor, he recently passed away. His name is Pramod Kumar Joshi. He's from Thane, Bombay. Wonderful doctor. He's a homeopath. One of the top 5 in the country. One doctor, gynecologist, she took her patient to him about 15 years ago. She just took her patient to him for advice. She doesn't know him. She didn't meet Pramod Kumar Joshi before. Somebody told her about Pramod, so she said, let me take my patient to him. So, for homeopathic medicine. She took him. Pramod Kumar Joshi said, let your patient wait outside, you come and say first. This lady doctor, who is a gynecologist, she went inside. He looked at her and said, Doc, I'm seeing you for the first time. Looks like you got a cancer in the uterus. Please get it checked. She kept the patient actually. She wanted him to see a patient, but she herself became a patient. She said, what nonsense? I'm a gynecologist, and you are telling me I got cancer in the uterus. He said, no, I have my house, please check. The next day she went and got a PET scan done, and she's perfectly all right now. She had cancer anyway, and she took some medicines, whatever, but I don't know, but she's perfectly all right. He passed away recently for the death ceremony. She came and she was there, yelling, she's crying, telling a story. How did Dr. Joshi say that? Looking at someone. I mean, India is famous for such people. Experience, that instinct. There is a doctor in Chirala near Andhra Pradesh, near Vijayawada. He is an Ayurvedic doctor. Every day, 300 patients go to him, 300. He doesn't charge any money, free. I also went there. He just holds your hand for 10 seconds. 10 seconds. He takes the pulse and he tells you, oh, you got sinus, you got so-and-so problem, you got stones in the kidney, or you got this, just by the pulse. Just by the pulse. And my son has got sinus, so I took my son. He doesn't see the report. You take the reports to him and show him. He says, keep the reports there. Just give me your hand. And he says, you record what are you talking. So you can use a smartphone and then you can record his voice. He tells your problem. And the medicines he suggests, but he says you may not buy them, won't buy anywhere. He's not a businessman. There are such people. Now, how do you account for it? AI is great. We need AI. Okay, we need AI to the extent it can help us. Okay, like last night we had our dinner and Dr. Yadav was there and the car was there. He asked, should we walk or should we take the car? We said, let's walk. There's a technology available with the car there. We prefer to walk. Let us say one foreign delegate is coming for a tie-up like this, and he may use a Mercedes Benz to pick him up. You use this sort of technology at the time it's necessary. When there's no need for a car, we walked. We just walked. I mean, night time, 10 o'clock in the night, happily from the canteen to our 33, whatever, where we were staying. We walked. We didn't use the car. I mean, it is up to us. Okay? Now, we all say the smartphone has made us distinct from each other. We sit together as friends, but we all are busy with our phones. Okay, we are separated by the phone. Now, it is up to us now. But we keep on using the phone. We read so many messages on the WhatsApp about how phones are. Yeah, I know. I'm getting the signal. Okay. We know that the phones are getting us separated, but still we are using them. We cannot avoid the phone. So we cannot avoid the AI. He is going to rule the world. We cannot avoid. But only thing is we need to make a choice. Do you want to do 5 into 6 by mind, or do you want to use a calculator? Okay. Or if you want to know your daughter's phone number or your wife's phone number, do you want to refer your phone for the phone number, or do you want to recall the phone number? Which we don't. We don't remember anybody's phone number, including our own family members. I mean, to that extent, we are becoming done day by day, thanks to the technology. Now, if this enters healthcare, well, I leave the question to the experts. Thank you very much.
With over 40 years in environment and sustainability across government, universities, civil society, and the UN, currently leads the Moses Foundation in Delhi. He previously worked on UNP's transformative initiatives in Bhutan, India, and Nepal. He led UNESCO's Natural Sciences in South Asia for a decade. He served as a regional director at Center for Environment Education and Assistant Director in Uttar Pradesh Environment Ministry. as a guest adjunct professor at institutions like MIT, University of Michigan, Manchester, PHU, NEHU, JNU. He mentors in sustainability. Vice Chair of Charlie Football Institute, India, co-founder of World Ocean Network, France, and board member of Conservation for the Ocean Foundation, USA. He has published 100 plus papers, articles, and 15 books, earning awards like Science Academy Medal from Indira Gandhi. Since 2019, he organizes ICSC with partners including UNEP, UNESCO, and WWF while mentoring youth in green skills via Youth for Earth and Youth for Ocean programs. Sir, it is indeed our honor to have you with us, and without any further ado, I just invite you to share your thoughts.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, guests of honor, keynote speakers, distinguished delegates, faculty members, and my dear students. It's always a privilege and pleasure to be here in this beautiful campus of Sir Padma Singhania University. When I got the invitation to this very important conference, I was wondering, I have worked in the area of environment, sustainability, but what to do with the computational intelligence? And suddenly I was conceiving this idea of our international conference on sustainability education. This was held on 9th and 10th September. Professor, our Vice Chancellor was with us. In fact, he was last year also, because we had a Vice Chancellor's conclave. So, one of the sessions that we planned, there were some 2 dozen sessions, was on the technology and AI driving green careers with AI innovations. And we had some of the world-renowned experts, including from US, from IIT Kanpur, IIT Gandhinagar, we had, and many others. So that was a very dynamic session, and I could gain some insight out of that. But before I go into that, I must commend Professor Prithvi Yadav, because he was one of the star speakers, I would say, in the conference, in one of the panels, and he outlined how he is developing a sustainable university devoted to sustainability. He, in his opening remarks, also he mentioned about that. There, he deliberated on that, and he got the maximum applause there. I am so happy that a person who had joined my tribe maybe a few years back, and now he is with such zeal and mission, he is pursuing that sustainability agenda. We have so many things to. I have a very little time to share. Artificial intelligence, computational intelligence, human intelligence. I worked for almost actively for a decade with the United Nations system, and another decade with heading many of the United Nations networks and associations, particularly UN institutions and chairs. UNESCO as such is one of the, you can say, laboratory of ideas, standard setter and capacity builder globally. And in 2015, we organized the International Year of Quantum Science. And this year also, 2025, is again the UN Year of Quantum Science and Technology. And how this quantum science, AI, ML, and of course the autonomous systems have the possibility to help promote the idea of sustainability, and particularly the sustainable development goals. That is what I would like to share with you. Basically, SDGs is a kind of framework which has been accepted globally and is considered to be the Magna Carta of survival of humanity on this planet. Because you know we have really this planet Earth is in a crisis. Many countries have declared climate emergency, environment emergency, so many things are being said. Of course, in January, the World Economic Forum, in its the Global Risk Report, all top 5 reports are related to environment and sustainability. And climate change tops that risk. So, we are really into a very difficult phase, and the planetary crisis, we have almost what we call as triple planetary crisis, that is of climate change, biodiversity, and pollution. These 3 are the triple crisis. And in that sense, in fact, how this artificial intelligence, ML, and quantum, particularly quantum is so important because we just certain days back, 3 scientists, they got Nobel Prize in physics for developing next generation quantum technology, including quantum cryptography, computers, and sensors. Last year also, the physics Nobel Prize went to John Hopfield and Jeffrey Hinton for breakthroughs in machine learning that help drive the artificial intelligence AI revolution. So, and in past also, half a dozen Nobel Prize, including of course the past laureates who were notable even Albert Einstein, Marie Curie, Max Planck, Niels Bohr. Their work has laid the foundation of quantum theory. These are very, very important times. Globally, a lot of breakthroughs are happening, and I am very happy that this university has chosen this subject for deliberation, today's deliberation. I just saw this book, conference book, where you have 100 plus abstracts, papers on it, and many of them are going to be published on the internationally reputed publications. That's really a very, very important development. I think let us think about, I will just give you certain ideas how this is happening globally, AI, ML, and particularly because we are into an academic area and institutions in the education field, how these disruptions are happening and what are the dilemmas and what are the directions. So, history, particularly for educational learning, has always been very, very disruptive. Right from the very beginning, about 5,000 years ago, writing started, which transformed in memory, because earlier it used to be memorized. And that is converted to text. That was the first disruption. And again, when printing press around 500 years ago started, then that press in a way democratized knowledge, because at least it was having a multiplier impact. Only 3 years ago, ChatGPT and generative AI, that has really revolutionized the whole education and learning. And that is what we are discussing today. Now technology is not silent, it is speaking back. So that is one major achievement. Of course, classrooms used to be like this one. A teacher in front of the blackboard, chalk and chalk method, and these were humanities, I think, traditional and oldest ritual. And this is being now rewritten. Not by a new curriculum, not by any global or UN standard, but by a new actor which never sleeps, never breathes, never stops, and it always eats up and digests information. So this is what AI is, the latest innovation, and more than 2 billion people globally are now using it proactively. Out of the population, world population are 8 billion plus. But there are fundamental questions. We feel that classrooms and textbooks are still relevant. If an AI system can write a PhD thesis in minutes and can win international math competitions, what does it mean to be the relevance of this whole system? That is a major dilemma. And this is, we can think of the magnitude of disruption. And this is really very, very transformative. There are a lot of rhetoric about these disruptions. We had this, our conference theme was on green jobs. And we thought that every job has to be green, and every education and learning has to be sustainable. So I think that is the Google mantra. Again, I am coming to my subject, that's sustainability, and how this is going to impact. There are 3 ways. One is attitude AI, and like we all know the chat-based assistants and adaptive platforms. They provide explanations, practices, and also feedback. And often in many languages, in your own local language. And other one is a co-professor or co-teacher. And across academic institutions, universities, it is already being used for research, writing, coding, feedback, and assessment. This is another very, very important aspect. Okay, so in us to conclude it, and I would conclude here because those who are into this area, there was one of our, when I was in UNESCO, we set up this international research center on it, and this center is in Slovenia. It launched a global top 100 challenge. They have invited hundreds of projects to win the award globally, and of course I don't know whether the date is still, it was announced in July. And there are so many opportunities within the system, and otherwise, where this university can participate and really bring accolades globally and nationally and of course regionally. Thank you very much.
Good morning, all of you. It is my proud privilege on behalf of the organizing committee of ICIS 2025 and the Faculty of Computing and Informatics to extend the vote of thanks to everyone who made this inaugural session a memorable success. First, I express my deep sense of gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Dr. P. Yadav Sir, for his constant guidance, motivation, and visionary leadership that continue to inspire us at every stage. Sir, your unwavering support and commitment have been a cornerstone of this event. My heartfelt thanks to Professor Dr. Rasul Chakravarti sir, Pro Vice Chancellor sir, for his continuous encouragement and academic insight that shape our research endeavors. I sincerely thank to Dr. Amit sir, Dean FCI, whose thoughtful direction and tireless efforts have turned this vision into the reality. His leadership has instrumental in organizing the ICIS 2025 with such precision and excellence. We are deeply honored by gracious presence of our distinguished chief guest, Ms. Kevin Ma'am, who will share the valuable insights on technology and educational synergy. Thank you, ma'am, for inspiring our young minds. Our heartfelt thanks to our esteemed guest of honor, Sri Shekhar sir and Dr. Rambut sir, for sharing their wisdom and reminding us of human and environmental dimension of technology. A special word of appreciation to the FCI team, our students, and organizing committee members. Your teamwork, dedication, and long hours of preparation have made this event possible. I also thank all paper presenters, researchers, delegates, session chairs, reviewers from India and abroad.